Hello, everybody. This is Miss Carmack here with today's text features lesson. Here's the article that we're looking at. I'm going to make it full screen so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so our title, Displaced Rocks, 5 Totally Amazing Facts About the Grand Canyon. You've probably heard about the Grand Canyon before in science. Once upon a time when we were still in our classrooms talking about science at the end of the day, there was quite a few lessons where we were talking about layers of rock. The Grand Canyon was mentioned many, many times. So I'm going to zoom in here so we can take a look at this picture. So these guys here can't quite call them text box because, well, for one, they're in yellow circles, but I think we could just call them labels. That's probably good enough. So this one here is pointing to this balcony. The Grand Canyon Skywalk offers views into the national park and 4,000 feet straight down. So from here all the way down here, about 4,000 feet. Each of these stripes is a different layer of rock. So you see how there are these bands going through the rocks. There's red, white, brownish colors, gray even. These are all layers in the rock, which is what we talked about a lot in science. The Colorado River runs through all 277 miles of the Grand Canyon, which you'll find out that many experts think that that's how the Grand Canyon was formed in the first place, was because of this river eroding away at the rock over time. So some words to know over here. These are mentioned in the article Erosion and Terrain, which erosion you should remember from science. It's the process of wearing away and moving rock or soil by water, wind, or ice. And terrain is just another word for an area, a geographic area, or piece of land. So with that, we're going to get started with our article. On a hot, sunny day last April, 11-year-old Helene Prostandria, hopefully I said that right, gazed out over the vast landscape of the Grand Canyon. She couldn't believe her eyes. I had seen photos, but actually being there was totally different, Helene recalls. I was in awe of how beautiful it was. So, in awe just means amazement. She was just stunned by how incredible it was. About 6 million people visit the landmark in northern Arizona each year. That number is expected to go up this year as Grand Canyon National Park celebrates its 100th birthday. On February 26, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson signed a law creating the national park. That means much of the canyon will be protected for generations of visitors like Helene. Here are 5 things to know about this natural wonder. So here we've got a map. I'm going to zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. So this itty bitty map within this map just shows us what part of the country the Grand Canyon is located in. So it's out west in the state of Arizona, which is what you can see right here. It's surrounded by other states, Nevada on the west, Utah up north. So, and then it says right here, the Grand Canyon National Park is on this side of the river. There's the Skywalk that we just saw off to the left over here. So it's just showing you where everything is that you are reading about. Let it zoom back out. Now let's look at our first amazing fact. Number 1, it's been around a lot longer than 100 years, but no one knows exactly how long. Most experts say the Colorado River began to carve out the canyon about 6 million years ago. Others think it may have started as a series of smaller canyons about 70 million years ago. Either way, the Grand Canyon is considered one of the world's most spectacular examples of erosion, which we just saw over here in the glossary. So again, erosion is just the process of wearing down rock. So you see how big this place is? Imagine how long it would take for a river to carve all that out. It's kind of mind-boggling to think about. So you see how each fact is labeled like this. The letters are in bold. It's a different color and slightly bigger font than this part. So it may look a little bit different than normal, but these are still considered subheadings. So they're just in a different format than normal. It's like we're listing out these 5 really amazing facts and then elaborating on them a little bit more. So it's still sections of an article, so we call them subheadings. Number 2, it's so huge astronauts can see it from space. The sprawling canyon is bigger than the state of Rhode Island. Driving from the canyon's south rim to the north rim takes about 5 hours. It's a long time. That's how big it is. Astronauts can see it in space. Number 3, the world's tallest buildings could easily fit inside it. The canyon is about a mile deep on average. Brave visitors can hike down into the canyon over rough, steep terrain. So over rough land. But park rangers warn against trying to make the trip all the way down and back in one day. Don't want to walk? No problem. You could ride a mule along the winding trails instead. So I'm going to zoom in again so we can take a look at this text feature right here. So this is a sort of graph. Grand Canyon versus Empire State Building. So this is just showing you, here's our Empire State Building. It's 1,000 feet tall. And look, it's totally just dwarfed by the Grand Canyon at 5,000 feet. So look how small it is. Imagine how tall 1,000 feet is. It's tiny compared to the Grand Canyon itself. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out. Number 4, cover your eyes if you hate snakes. Beware of snakes. The Grand Canyon is home to 6 species of venomous rattlesnakes. No thanks. That includes the Grand Canyon pink rattlesnake, right, it's off to the right here, which isn't found anywhere else on Earth. Well, good for them. So it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like this particular rattlesnake is got a pink tone to it. Doesn't make it any cuter, but you know. But 6 species of venomous snakes. That doesn't sound like a good time to me. Number 5. There's a place to walk on air, sort of. The U-shaped Grand Canyon Skywalk has a see-through glass bottom, so if you're afraid of heights, this may not be for you. It juts out past the edge of the canyon, giving visitors the thrill of looking straight down to the canyon floor. So remember, the Skywalk, it says that it's like 4,000 feet straight down, probably about the same height. The Skywalk is located outside the park and nearby lands that belong to the Wallapie, tribe, the native people who have lived in the region for centuries. So that's kind of cool. Kind of a small picture. It's hard to see it. I can zoom in a little to give you a closer look. But, you know, if you're not afraid of heights, that would probably be a lot of fun. Okay, so this was a pretty short article. I did point out all of the text features that you're going to be asked about in your questions on its learning. So if you were listening and paying close attention, you should have no problem answering those questions. Okay, that is all from me for now. Make sure you submit those questions on It's Learning.